I'm working on it. So here's what I'm working on. I'm working on this cozy living philosophy. I've seen some YouTubes recently about living. I don't know. I'm on the radar, I guess, for whatever the algorithm, whatever you want to say, for European living. But I had looked up something having to do with a happiness factor, cozy living philosophy. I feel like it's a Norway or Sweden kind of philosophy, and I made a YouTube about it, and it either didn't get published or it's out there. And so it's not cozy living. Okay, so winter coziness, right? Like some of you, like me, would like to have the ability to cuddle up with somebody in February. It's not going to happen for me. Chances are, apparently, I cannot attract decent men. But yeah, I also think there's. I was kind of interested. I actually saw on the internet, Wholesome Man was like on either one of the platforms. It was a dating kind of promo from a bro, right? Promo from a bro. Cozy stories, affirmations, success, country music. What else? Bob Dylan, Christmas. I'm surprised that showed up here. I didn't. By nerve relaxation, morning affirmations, ground zero, abide, Christ, Christian living, cozy Christian living, word order, search engine optimization, word order, word meaning, vernacular, visualization, mission, 10,000 Maniacs. What's that song? If I Had $1 Million. What was that one? Okay, it's not him either. It's not them. If I had $1 million. It's not Toad the Wet Sprocket. I do kind of like. Oh, my video paused. Once I didn't click YouTube enough to. All right, so I might see. I really like the piano playing music though. You guys think this fire's gonna take? Sometimes they don't. You guys like this mini coffee cup, this little cappuccino cup? You guys like this? It's like a little coffee, a little tea. A little taste, a little me. All right, I'm just playing this one. Oh. Please continue watching. All right, so I kind of have this little cozy space, but it's not really that cozy, so I'm gonna move into a cozier space, but you get the point. I got a fire going. I also have multiple streams going on, meaning I have YouTube streaming into my living room. I have a camera operating and running here. And yeah. I have my rocking chair. I do make these YouTubes intentionally without makeup on and intentionally without like a bunch of jazz and pizzazz and stuff, and that is just it is kind of an anti-Barbie play, if you will, because yeah, I mean, I am the furthest thing from Kardashian-ish, Barbie-ish. Although I did watch the Barbie movie, and the Barbie rant made a lot of sense to me. You know, sometimes we girls, ladies, we get totally lost in our head. And yeah, I mean, we're not anchored in the present, and we're like trapped in that we're worrying about wrongs and things that could happen, and yeah, what ifs, and not, again, anchoring in the present. So let's see here. Greek. Alright, Greek, what's coming up here on my feed here? Let me see if I can find search. See what I can find. How about cozy Christian living? Let's try that. Cozy Christian living, not Amish, not, oh, yeah, I don't mean like cozy as in, yeah, I do mean pure, but I don't mean like, you know, I live in a, you know, I have a horse in a covered wagon, or, you know, won't use telephones or technology kind of cozy living. Cozy, there's a philosophy, and I'm really trying, my brain isn't working, I'm trying to figure it out. Cozy ambience, no. Cozy fireplace, no. Cozy, I'm gonna say cozy, I'm gonna say cozy living philosophy, see if something pops up. I do very much believe that if I put Christian in there, it's gonna interfere with the search. Cozy living room, cozy living philosophy, cozy living, yeah, so comfort living, cozy living. Cozy living room ideas, cozy living ambiance, cozy living room makeover, cozy living, what's the other word for philosophy? Theory? Let's try theory. You know, big data is keeping track of not only our words selection, but is it sophisticated enough to do word order, search engine optimization, theory, cozy living? TGY. Cozy living. It doesn't like theory. Let's go back. Cozy. What is the... Alright, we're going to do happiness search. Happiest country in the world. Happiest factor, space. Happy factor, happy facts, happy factory, happy fact. Are you kidding me? Happiness factory of the Bible? Oh, come on. Okay, happiest factor. happiest factor space of humans? It says of a god. Of dogs? Just kidding. Humans or people? Human beings or people? Which one? Humans? Let's see if this produces the search. So, 6 happiest people in the world. How do you measure happiness? CNBC Big Think, why people are not happy. Today, so that's probably NBC or ABC, Secrets to Happiness. Oh my gosh, the networks are moving in on YouTube. Finland, the happiest country in the world.
Can you measure happiness?
I feel like
it seems faintly ridiculous that Finland was rated as the happiest place on Earth.
I'm gonna entertain this. Hillsdale. Oh, good. Oh, this is a Hillsdale. No, that's bad.
Those plagues are there not to.
That advertisement.
It seems faintly ridiculous that Finland was rated as the happiest place on Earth. But for reasons that even confounded Finns, the United Nations 2018 World Happiness Report ranked the Nordic nation number 1.
Nordic nation. Ugh.
The next list comes out tomorrow. Meaning today is possibly the last day that Finland holds the title. We visited the reigning champions of joy to see what makes them so happy. Are you happy? Did you see this story?
Yes, I've seen it many times, found out. I always wonder why, actually.
So, Finland, interesting, but I do think that the happiness factor that Abraham Lincoln's quote was.
So, I mean, it takes a lot of something, inner spirit.
Yes, ironic, because, you know, his quote is something like, you are about as happy as you make up your mind to be, but many of our founding fathers and early presidents were influenced by British,
The Finnish quality.
We are quite
UK
quiet.
literature.
We are quite serious. We like to spend time
So the
alone.
Finland,
Suicide rate's kind of high here.
they're serious people.
It's getting lower every year.
Well,
They're introverted
And
in
you like it?
nature.
oh, sometimes. Korean
They're
sometimes.
quite serious.
Come over here in summertime,
I
everybody
feel like
is
pensive
much
is
more
a
open
more
and
descriptive.
clear. Now,
Pensive,
winter time,
open, but
when it's dark and rainy and sucks.
So how do Finns battle this demoralizing weather in a country that's drenched in darkness half the year? Well, they just pretend to do happy summer things.
they just pretend. Oh my gosh, we're tapping into imagination.
Everyone always thinks about,
What movie was it, Will Smith, that you were in?
It must be.
Where you and your son imagined that you weren't homeless?
Sort of
Or
fun to live with it.
you imagine you weren't
That's
homeless?
rather different than being happy.
They actually are wearing,
When
for
I've seen
real,
the
they're
reviews
wearing,
of the happiest place
knit-
in the world,
knit-
we
knit-
will have me to understand. Yeah.
The masses might seem sullen, but
Knit
Finnish happiness researcher Frank Martello
caps.
thinks the country's
Outside. They are
top
swimming
ranking
outside.
makes a certain amount of sense.
but in order to keep their heads
They're
warm,
measuring like
they are
life
wearing knit.
satisfaction, and we know from
Hats.
research that factors like,
That
you know,
guy
like
looks like
how
Charlie
well the
Chocolate
countries and also like how broad the social network system is and how much people trust in the institution and what is the situation with the democracy. These
So
factors are kind of like
apparently
things that, like,
they
seem
are
really
more.
high life satisfaction.
Countries that scored high on income, life expectancy, and social support, all which contribute to one's sense of well-being, have topped the list for several years running. In other words,
So
if you
the
live in a Nordic
Finnish,
welfare state,
Finland.
the UN suspects you're probably happy.
One way of like defining and measuring happiness is about life satisfaction. How satisfied are you
Maybe
with your life
content
on the
would be a
whole?
better
I think that's gonna measure
description.
Finland seems to be like in the
We
top.
say
But
happy.
then when you measure happiness,
When I went to
like
the Czech
positive
Republic, I
emotions,
was
like
told I was too
joyfulness and
American,
how much
too
do you
happy.
smile every day and so forth.
It didn't
Where is
like
Finland on that scale?
Not close to the top at all.
At the top of that scale are cheerful if impoverished Latin American countries like Paraguay
Cheerful.
and Guatemala.
Costa Rica's up there,
Word
Panama.
happiness is that like no,
Guatemala.
everybody seems to define it in different ways. As a researcher,
was listed
I
about
said that
20.
we should like get rid of the word happiness.
What term would you prefer to use?
I would prefer like we have like few separate words like positive emotions, life satisfaction,
Positive
meaningfulness,
emotion,
and like
meaningful,
these as three separate things.
disposition, not happiness.
When you walk on the streets in Finland, people
Are you-
don't seem to be
this has gotta be
happy.
gathered
And I would actually think that that might actually
information.
contribute
Right. I feel
positively
like-
to our sense of satisfaction because like we know that when we
And
think
whether
about our
it's
happiness or when we
feeling
judge
or
our own
it's
lives,
actually
we're quite
just
much
a
comparing us
memory.
to other
I feel
people.
like
So if you live among
my
people
sense
where
is
everybody's
tonight,
kind of
I think
advertising their own happiness,
study of
like telling them, hey,
happiness
look at me, how
is
happy I am, that
coming
might
from-
actually make you like more sad.
So after spending some time in Finland, I've determined that the UN is partially right. This country is not particularly happy. Everyone was pretty grim.
Not
Well,
particularly
they're
happy,
not the happiest
nor
people
was the
before.
Czech
I
Republic
think they're the most
particularly happy. They were
contented
very
people.
somber,
That's what Finland is. It's not happy.
um,
It's the wrong word. It's a bad
not
translation.
enthusiastic either, very stoic.
Right?
That's it? That's it? That was not meaty enough. That sucked. Alright, so that's not what I was looking for. Europe Vice News. No. Gosh darn it. I saw a really good with something. YouTube. How to be happier right now. There's Mel Robbins. Like that lady, but happiest countries 2023. Happiest countries in the world. Certainly we got some beautiful aqua blue space and blue skies here. Ubertine account. This is my ad. Centophone. Why would I?
With naturally friendly ingredients that
It won't let me
whiten
skip
teeth
my
and
ads
awesome new
until
fashion
1
black.
second.
People are
It's
discovering
sponsored. As soon as I can, I can get out of there. Okay, travel.
Since 2002, the World Happiness Report has used statistical analysis to
Yeah.
determine the world's happiest
Global
countries.
data.
To determine the world's happiest country, researchers analyzed comprehensive Gallup polling data
Gallup
from 149
poll.
countries for the past 3 years, specifically
Isn't
monitoring
Gallup
performance
limited to
in 6
America?
particular categories: gross domestic product per capita,
GDP.
social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom to make your own
UN.
life choices, generosity of the
Is
general
United Nations
population,
really?
and perceptions of internal and external function levels.
I mean, it's not an authority, but is it a
Finland ranks as the world's happiest
Finland's on
country
top
based
and
on
the
the
world's
latest
happiest
report,
country?
with a score of 7.8
Is the World Economic Forum, is the
total
world,
possible score of
are
10.
these global
Report
UN,
writers
are
credited
these,
the citizens of Finland's
like,
strong
how do we measure
feelings of
credibility
communal
for these
support
commanding
and
heights?
mutual trust with not only helping secure the one ranking, but helping the country as a whole now.
You know, people around the world think
Finlanders
people in
felt
America
strongly
are idiots.
that they were free to make their own choices and showed
Well,
minimal
if I was
suspicion
watching
of
the
government
news, which I
corruption.
don't, and I'm
Both of
American,
these factors
I would think
are strong
Americans were
contributors to
idiots
overall
too.
happiness.
So that really points to American producers.
The
of
second
news.
happiest country in the world is Denmark, which scores 7.620.
Finland, Denmark.
Denmark's values for each of the 6 variables
And then
are
of course
quite
we've got the
comparable
global
to
state of
those of Finland.
politics,
In fact,
which
Denmark even
I can't
outscored
believe
the
that
litter
people
in
tune in
multiple
more to the
categories,
American
including
politics
GDP
than
per
they do.
capita, generosity,
Maybe
and
they do,
pursuit
but,
lack
like,
of corruption, demonstrating that
the
it may
Kremlin.
claim the top spot. Iceland ranks as the happiest country in the entire
Iceland.
world. Of the top 7
Iceland, really
happiest
Greenland,
countries
for all
around
you
the
kids
globe,
out there.
Iceland has the highest filling
That was a
of social
trickery
support.
naming
Higher
of.
than Finland,
I know a lot of people
Norway,
have been
and
to
Denmark,
Iceland.
which all tied for second place. Iceland
Norway,
also
Denmark,
had the second
Iceland.
highest generosity.
All of these are northern.
Noting that
I came from Minnesota, and I would say in Minnesota people were very happy in the winter. And there was, Switzerland's on there. I've been there.
Switzerland always
I'd buy into
occupies
that.
its place in the top list. In general,
But when I was in Switzerland and when I was in Europe, the Europeans challenged me to think about America's
the Swiss also have a very
natural
high median
resources,
salary,
our mountain
about
ranges, our blue
75%
skies,
higher
our,
than that of the United States.
I mean, our
and the
landscape.
highest GDP per capita in the top 7. Additionally, there is a strong sense of community in Switzerland and a firm belief that it is a safe
For all you kids out there, if you want to
which
remain
is
neutral, just
statistically
claim
true.
like the
Along
X,
with
the
Iceland and
Switzerland, the
Denmark,
cross, right?
Switzerland
Like
is
X,
one of the world's safest countries.
and it's considered safe, which I found London to be
The
extremely
Netherlands
safe
saw its position
feeling,
dip
although I don't
slightly in
know the
2020.
statistics behind it.
But
Netherlands
since
is up there.
2021,
Again,
the
I
country
mean,
has
like,
been
let's
able
look
to
at
claim
the
and hang on on to its 5th place position.
Latitude and
This year sees the country
yeah, I
to
feel
a
like
score of 7.450
longitude and
out
latitude
of 10.
matters here, but
Interestingly, researchers
Obviously,
found that
that's key to be
97.6% of respondents from the Netherlands felt at peace with their life, while 86.9% felt the various aspects of
I'm not sure if you can hear that.
Luxembourg ranks 6th in the happiest countries index with a
Germany.
score of 7.404 out
Is
of 10.
Luxembourg Germany?
Luxembourg ranks 1st in the world in terms of GDP per capita, which is the individual
I'm
factor
so sorry,
with the
Luxembourg. I think
strongest
that you are a
influence on the
country.
country's place among the 10 happiest countries in the world, and the country also ranks 10th for the
I think
freedom
it's tiny.
that inhabitants feel they have.
Yeah, so doing an apples to apples comparison, GDP,
Sweden had the highest
population,
number of
monetary,
COVID-related deaths
religion,
among all the Nordic countries,
cultural,
which may account for its drop from
innovation,
the 6th to the 7th spot this year. Still,
brainiac,
it remains one of
power,
the happiest countries in the world thanks
STEM,
in large part
STEAM.
to a high GDP per capita, an emphasis
Good
on
coach.
social equality that is built into the education system starting in kindergarten, 16 months of paid family leave that can be split between a couple after a new child. Basically,
This
an
is
emphasis
actually
on
worth
life
a look again. I'm gonna turn that part up and listen.
404 out of 10.
So Luxembourg, my
Luxembourg
apologies
ranks
again.
1st in the world in terms of GDP per capita, which is the individual factor with the strongest influence on the country's place among the 10 happiest countries in the world, and the country also ranks 10th for the freedom that inhabitants feel they have. Sweden had the highest number of COVID-related deaths among all the Nordic countries,
COVID-related
which may
deaths.
account for its drop from the 6th to the 7th spot this year. Still, it remains one of the happiest countries in the world thanks in large part to a high GDP per capita, an emphasis on social equality that is built into the education
This
system
is my
starting in kindergarten.
father's
16 months of paid family
probably
leave that
foundational
can be
position
split between a
when
couple
he
after a
talks
new
about
child.
social.
Basically, an emphasis on work-life
a-
balance leads to a happier populace. 8th
Norway.
happiest countries is Norway. There's
looked
not
at
too much
Vineland
to
in
complain about
Alaska.
in Norway. A mix of a well-integrated government welfare system
You gotta
and a
consider
thriving economy
taxes.
built
You gotta.
on
You do have.
responsible
I mean,
management of its natural
Canada.
resources.
Canadians are
Good
frustrated right now.
riddance, fossil fuel-powered cars means that very few are left behind, and the fillings of social
California
support.
has really pushed for a socialist movement, and people
After
are
placing
moving
12th
away.
last
Israel's on
year,
here.
Israel has finally broken
I believe
into the
that.
top 10 in 2023.
I'm not
The
surprised.
country's
It
response
says
to the
finally broken
pandemic
into the top
instilled
10, but
a
people
lot
in
more
Israel,
government trust among citizens, as
a
it was
lot
one
of
of the first
culture
nations
come
to
together in
successfully
Israel.
vaccinate a large percentage of its population.
vaccination has
Israel
jack
also
to do with
happens
it.
to be one of the healthiest
That's
countries
a-
in the world, with the
that's a
lowest number of diet-related
Global
deaths.
agenda.
10th happiest country is New Zealand. New Zealand
not
has
surprised
had
at all
one
with
of the
New Zealand.
lowest rates of COVID-related deaths during the
What does
pandemic,
COVID have to do with the
cementing its
happiness
spot
factor?
in the top 10.
Sweep
Even
that
without that
bullcrap
time
out.
stamp,
Okay, clean the
Kiwis are a
barn.
famously happy and friendly bunch, which stems from satisfaction in both
Okay,
the
I will buy
workplace and
it's a
social
stake in the
spheres.
ground, but
Having
not
a
a
prime
line in the
minister
sand.
who prioritizes emotional and mental growth certainly doesn't hurt either. In
Somebody actually
2019,
recently said
Jacinda
COVID
Ardern
is the biggest
introduced a
social
well-being
experience,
budget,
you know,
which
ever.
allocated billions of dollars towards initiatives like
Probably
bolstering
a lot of
mental
truth
health,
behind such an
reducing
observation.
child poverty, and
Thank you for watching. This isn't what I would like to be able to, you know what, I'd like to be able to retrieve what I saw. I saw such a beautiful, happy, cozy, there's a word. What is the word for happiness in Sweden? What is the word for happiness factor in Sweden? It's like a philosophy. Do you know that word? Five tips to experience Swedish culture. Come on. I just want minimal cookies. I find it kind of annoying to be tracked by globally. Newsroom. also the whole cookie thing, you know, am I actually agreeing for two-way communication? Again, Nielsen ratings, tracking of frequencies, tracking of content consumption, all that jazz. For all you youngins out there, you know jazz came from America, right? Like, tell me you know that. All that jazz, you know, like, if you are in the Asian culture, or you are in Europe and someone says all that jazz, that is purely American. Pure. There's a few things that are not. Chocolate chip cookie, baseball, football. There's a few things that are purely basketball. I feel like the Titan sports are up there, but the beasts in the other countries don't like that, but I'm just saying. We really don't have enough international sports against. The NFL sent 2 teams to Europe. Maybe for publicity, but like Europe doesn't embrace American football. They embrace soccer. Okay, MOOC, that's an American word. That comes straight from Stanford. MOOC. Cozy living. Come on, somebody help me. What is I think it's 5 letters, 4. Okay, ready Google? Okay. What word means cozy living and has between 5 and 10 letters? I think I'm gonna say 5 and 9 because I don't think 5 to 9 letters. Presumably English, but let's see what's gonna pop up. Oh, crossword puzzles for global fans. Just kidding. I found it. It's called. I found it. It's spelled Hygge. And how do you pronounce this? Okay, synonyms: comfortableness, snugness, comfortable, warmth, contentment, well-being, enjoyment, serenity, leisure, satisfaction. Ooh, good word. Tranquility, succor. That's the United States word. Succor, UK spelling. Very tiny print on that, by the way. Barely read that, but I think I've got that. Repose, ease, easement, comfiness, pleasantness, plushness, coziness, easy, pleasure, relaxative. I'm just kidding. I made up that word, relaxative. But relaxation, luxury, luxurious, well-being, bliss, tranquility. UK, tranquility spelled just a slight bit, 1 letter different. United States of America, prosperous, welfare, and contentedness and not serendipitous, but serenity. Hello. HY. Okay, so let me see if I can. Alright, so please pronounce this word Hygge.
Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
Arby's.
For $10.
Comfort food, that's what they want you to think of.
We are looking at how to pronounce in English or American this word spelled Hygge. How do you go about pronouncing it? Pretty straightforward.
Hygge. Hygge.
Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win
done here. I've done this. Come on. This word is not my Bible, but like, thank you very much, Dale Carnegie. And yes, Carnegie is a huge American family. Can you say the libraries? Can you say Carnegie Hall? Alright, so stoic, how to live a good life, saints. Two sides of the same coin. That sounds wacky to me. Psychological mirror. Two sides of the same coin. I'm not gonna lie, that's got me somewhat intrigued. So there's a green woman and a red man. Bald red man, green woman's face. They do not coincide. They don't come together neatly anyway. The woman actually appears to have a halo. Let's see. Would you like to explore this with me? Alright, ready? I'm gonna go to Hugh on my YouTube search engine on my television. So, how do I want to do this? Shortcut. How about kindness pays dividends? Generosity means something. H. Can I please offer H? I had to do my tax stuff today. Sorry for the stream of consciousness. And I didn't itemize anything that I donated this past year. I had some, I don't know, kind of expensive things, but electronics and such and valuables. Trying to let go of some stuff, right?
What makes me happy
This
is
is why Finland and Denmark are happier than
I think
the
I
United
was
States of
definitely
America.
born happy, and then life
Somewhat.
happens.
I'm getting a bit emotional here.
Interesting.
I feel very happy.
Perspective,
Very
30
happy.
minutes.
I'm
Some
happier
voice tips
now
for
than
achieving
when I lived in New York,
happiness.
and I got paid probably twice as much in New York as I do here.
New York culture.
Our
That
happiness.
is not American culture though. Planting seeds of happiness the Danish way. That looks like a TED talk. Oh, look at that. It's TED times INSEAD. I don't know what that means.
Now, most of us dream of the perfect pair.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Okay, let's see what this is. This looks
Thousands of
comfy.
people are switching to Spectrum Internet. Let's see why.
It's like
We count on Spectrum
beautiful
Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always
European
keep us connected and
women
protected.
models
So reliable and
American
fast.
Get Spectrum
models.
Internet for $49.99
Come
a
on,
month.
Spectrum, keep
Switch
moving.
now.
Now we got Toyota. I cannot argue with Canadian. Let me just tell you this. Yes. Oh. Okay, it's pretty. Okay, come on. Electrified and yes, blended. Okay, here we go. Right here. I'm excited about this. You don't get to watch it, but you get to watch me watch it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So for a long time, many of you have been wanting me to do a video about hygge, and especially since I'm Danish, I live in Denmark in a small city just above the German border, and hygge is a Danish word for well-being. So you all kind of have been wanting me to dig into that expression for a while. Now, as some of you might know, Denmark is among the happiest countries in the entire world, and I personally do think that hygge has something to do with this. Hygge is not only a state of well-being in the moment, it is an entire way of living your life. So it is mainly about taking pleasure in the simple things in life and lay off that feeling of having to be on a constant go. So it's highly about being present in the moment. Now I'm gonna make sure to link a bunch of books and YouTube videos for you down below of this video if the subject of hygge is completely new to you, but the truth is it probably won't be, because just because hygge is a Danish word, hygge is definitely something that many people experience and is a way that many people live their lives, no matter what country they live in. So in today's video, I thought I wanted to share 5 things that I personally like to do to maintain this feeling of hygge, so that maybe you can deliberately start to slow down your own life.
I feel
and
like
start planting those same
slowing
seeds
down
of
your own
happiness.
life. That
Now, first of all, the definition of hygge may be different from person to person. For most people, it's about sharing moments with people that really matters,
So
and
do
about
more
being
of
together
what makes
in a
you
very
happy
relaxed
is
and
in
informal
great
way.
big block
So
letters
usually,
on
no
the
matter
screen
what,
right
it has to do with a certain
Organic
feeling
plants.
of well-being. Anyway, here comes 5 of the things that especially describes the word hygge for me.
Getaways in nature.
Now, the first one for me is long walks in nature. And it's especially something I have started to value after we got our dog 2.5 years ago. So I get my daily dose of it even without questioning it or without having to force myself, because the dog needs his daily walks. So we walk 3 times every day with our dog, and my husband
Now,
and I
if
do
you
it
live
together.
on a
It has not
farm,
become a task
you
that one
have
of us
to
just
go
has
outside
to deal
too.
with or get
If
over
it
with.
is
It's
20
actually something
below
that we enjoy,
in
and we're
Minnesota and
getting
you're on a
as
farm, you
small
still
breaks
have to
during
make
our
sure
busy
there's
schedule where we
most
can just
definitely
leave
make
our
sure the
phones
water's not
behind
frozen.
and just be present. So it's something that we both really value on
And
a
you can't
daily
hardly
basis,
daydream
even though
when it's
some
20
people
below.
find it weird that we
Wind
get
chill.
up at 5:30 in the morning and walk our dog together, even though we are not even going to work at the same time. But like I said, it's just something
I
that
like
we
that idea of
value,
walking your dog
and it's a
together.
great way of us
I like
to
the idea
be
of
together
holding
and
it.
just
I
be
like
present.
the idea of growing old
So
with
last
somebody.
summer, you might remember my vlog from the Danish island called Fejø. I went there with my husband, our dog, and then my brother and his girlfriend. It
But
was just
I
a
have
great
been known
week
to say
with
to
lots
men,
of nature
friends,
and
but
walks by
like,
the ocean
yeah.
and great
Oh,
talks.
HYGGE,
In
I
general,
had
we
covered
just
that
got
book
up every
before.
day. We didn't even think about what we
I mean, I
looked
might
like.
be
We
lonely, but
just
I'm not desperate, right?
went straight out of bed and just had a really pleasant time. We just hung out for an entire
Yeah,
week and
pleasant.
unplugged, and we had our dinners outside and watched movies
I'm sure
in the
that it's
evenings,
extremely
and
boring to
I
watch
just
me
can't wait to
turn
get
this.
away to that
I don't
little
know.
paradise
Here's
again
my
this year.
concern
So
or
that's also
problem.
something
I don't
really
think that you're going to be able to
simple, but
benefit
something
and
that
or watch
resembles hygge to me is
her.
to get away somewhere where you can just totally be yourself
But
and just be present with people who
be
matters a lot.
present. Again, presence, self-pampering. People, be around people who matter.
Self-pampering is a subject that I kind of like to return to quite often here on my channel, actually. To me, it's just really important to take good care of yourself. I try to take as good care of myself as possible during our busy weeks, just by eating healthy, getting some exercise, and just remembering to breathe. However, I actually do like to schedule in a few hours to give myself a little bit of extra care during an
Extra
busy
love.
month.
I actually did, I don't know who it was, I did see a Hollywood star once say she spends 2 hours pampering herself before she starts the day every day.
Really changed ever
Can't
since. We've just gone through winter, so
relate.
I might do some things to take even better care of
But
my dry
in the
winter
winter
skin,
time,
but other than that,
I love
it's
this
pretty much
notion
the
of
same
taking
routine
care
that I
of
do
dry
now.
winter skin,
So
right?
lighting a bunch of candles and filling the tub,
So
or making
candles
yourself a
and
nice
oil.
hot foot bath or something similar is real hygge to me, and it's a great way to
Foot bath.
relax. And a great
Coffee,
way to kind of come out on the
masks.
other
I
side
don't
as a
generally
better
do
and
that,
more
but
relaxed
like,
version of
listen,
yourself.
there's sugar, coffee, salt masks. Not salt masks typically, but you might get high quality,
The itch and
you know,
rash of
Primo
moderate to severe eczema
Lux
disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not
commercials
under control.
because
But now I have
Huga
Rinvoq.
is
Rinvoq is a once daily pill
sophisticated.
that reduces the itch
Well.
and helps clear the rash of eczema.
Come on,
fast.
I gotta.
Some Rinvoq patients
If
felt
I don't skip
significant
this, we're gonna
itch
get more
as early as
commercials.
2 days. Some achieve dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks, and many take
on the other side as a better and more relaxed version of yourself. Now, visiting family and friends or having people coming over in
It's
our house
hard
is
if you
so
have
important
broken
for me, my husband.
relationships
And that's
to
one of the
visit
reasons why we
family and
wanted
friends.
such a big house that we have.
If you have
Because we wanted people to have the
if you
opportunity
have
to sleep
effectively
here for
broken
an
all your
entire weekend.
relationships, or if
And,
circumstances
just
have
a very
caused
welcoming
tremendous
and
breakages.
guest-friendly house. So to make a lovely meal for people that I love, or go to someone who's made a meal, or just even making a meal for my husband and
Really
is
tough
something
concept
that I really cherish, and
to
that
let
is
things
just true
die.
vegan to me. So gathering together around good food with people that you love is probably what most
But
people look at as hygge.
certainly
I
a good
especially love
winter
those dishes
lesson,
that
right?
takes a long time to
You know what I'm
eat,
talking about.
especially if it's like a 3-course
look at that.
menu, or if we have
Okay, so we're
our
talking
raclette.
flatbread, not
So
sure if
we
you're gonna
can
be able to
just
see it.
sit by the table
Jam.
for hours and talk.
No,
and eat
tomato
and just have
paste
a
or
hygge
tomato. What else did I see?
Another thing that I really love doing
That was
is
savory.
looking at
Tomato
old
and
photographs. I know that you don't do this
old
the same way
photographs.
that you used to anymore, because many of us have photos on our computers, on our phones, and not so much in physical forms
I know,
anymore,
but
we
I do. There is a
actually
beautiful
often go
nostalgia
through
in
all the
photo
folders with
books
old
and
pictures that we have on our
pictures of friends,
computer.
family, and
My husband
experiences.
and I have been together for almost 10 years now. We met when I was 18 and he was 19.
I've even
So
gone
we pretty
back
much grew
and
up
taken
together.
photographs
So we often
of
sit
places
together and
that
go through old
are
photos of,
nostalgic for me
like,
only.
From our first apartment, or from
The
some
problem that
festivals that
you
we've
know, I
gone
guess
to
the
with some
what
of
you
our best
lose
friends,
meaning
or some of
wise
the
is
trips that we've had
somebody
around
would
the world
never
together.
understand
It's
that
just a
without
really heartwarming
language
and
behind it.
fun way to spend
Just looks
an
like
evening together.
no
Maybe
picture.
make some popcorn or drink a glass
Henceforth,
of
oh,
wine.
she said
It's
popcorn.
Really,
I feel like
it's
popcorn
also
is the
a
epitome
great
of
way to
comfort
keep the
food for
bond
me.
we had together really strong, to kind of cherish those memories, and also to remind each other what a wonderful life we've built together, and
Popcorn,
to kind of look
violins,
forward to all of the
no, really,
adventures that
viola,
are ahead of us as well.
fireplace, kids, cuddles, adults and
Now,
children.
The last one is probably no
Snuggling.
surprise to those of you who have been following me for a long time, especially given the fact that I'm probably what you would call a minimalist. So clutter-free surroundings,
Yes,
especially
clean
to me,
surroundings.
is something I really
Listen,
value
no,
and
don't
are
be too hard on
kind of
yourself. Like I call
important
myself a chunky
component when
monkey.
it comes to
Some people
hygge.
go absolutely
So
nuts when
keeping
it
our
comes
home
to
clutter-free
super
and
ripped
practicing
and
the art
super
of
clean.
tidying up
Not
is
the
one
same.
thing, but freeing
You know.
yourself from all of these unnecessary
You guys
stuff
wanna
in the
see my-
long run is definitely also something that has been very important in this whole minimalist journey to me.
Isn't that pretty?
Once you succeed with that, will actually free yourself from wanting all these unnecessary things. Tidying up and keeping the areas you have around you clear is actually an easy task. Living in clear
I'm with you,
surroundings help
sister.
me
Yes, clean,
stay
clutter-free
focused, stay present, feel safe and
environments
grounded,
do
and those are
help
just
with
all
grounding,
very
safety,
valuable
serenity,
synonyms
all that.
to the term hygge. So there you have it, guys. That were some of my
Okay, that was
values when
brilliant.
it comes to hygge. Of
And
course, there
beautiful
may be
and
other
brilliant,
ways
but
of
salt of the earth
experiencing
brilliant,
hygge,
not
and you might
not glam. All right, what else we got? So yeah, I mean, I actually do have insecurity about my chunky monkey middle, right? But I've never. Okay, the Danish way to live well. This is 10 minutes. I'm gonna pause that though because we're gonna play it.
School. Be who you are and
We're gonna skip.
well.
We are gonna play this, and I am gonna play this, but
Curious and prepared.
I really cannot. I may not even be able to, even though this is recording. I could have some content issues, and I'm not trying to disrespect content. Fair use. I need to check the ethical use, fair use. I don't want to rob anybody's content, you know, like take away their thunder. I'm gonna play on the whole floor thing, right? Take away their thunder. But yeah, I could be in a real pickle when it comes to content on my channel if I am playing YouTube in the background. because other people created that content. So I do not know what fair use is. I need to consult with somebody, a legal person, not a commonsensical, my brain tells me kind of thing. So letter of the law and American law versus, you know, if this woman is, you know, do we marry? Do we marry if she's from Sweden? Do we marry, or Norway or Iceland? Do we look at each set of laws for intellectual property? Because, like, let's be fair, right? Which, you know, in the global platform, which law reigns? Just because America has more GDP than one of these small places, that's not fair if we have more attorneys. I don't have a thing against attorneys, but many people in America do. They tend to be legalistic, create layers and layers of laws, onions, so to speak, but really, if you know anything about law, it's pretty organic, and so current law is different than historic law. Although historic law can win a case, don't get me wrong. Anyway, sorry, law students. All right, so how to elevate your life, how to elevate your lifestyle, how to level up. Oh my gosh. She's been out a while, but people around the globe have really been live since, and creating content since 2020. Really, 2020. Yes, the Black Swan. Why don't we just call it the Black Swan? Can we just forget the vid and the COV curse word? Can we just call it the Black Swan? That's probably very uncomfortable for the monetary, you know, giants out there, and yes, people that want you to think that money is scientifically different and that you are dumb and you cannot make money and or be happy unless you have $1 million in your bank account or in your retirement account. Sorry, I'm not that hard-hearted or caustic and sarcastic, but I kind of need to just turn off my lights and relax. All right, so more juice. So if you haven't picked up on this, I drink orange juice, not mimosas, but orange juice from wine glasses, juice and tea from from cappuccino cups. You know, there's a thing there. All right, so let's tidy. Wishing for quick and speedy and beautiful recovery for anybody who's having heart issues and or broken heart issues. Can I please tell you that a broken heart physically is way different than an emotionally broken heart? It just seems like common sense. Okay, so part of this Huga is got to be also, how do I put this? I don't know, exploring and expanding your artistic side or hobbies, right? So I have a little bit of clutter going on here, but I also have a little bit of trying to figure this out. So I gotta tell you, my youngest son is pretty good at what's his word? Satisfying. So intrinsic reward. I know people that, yes, they say, I hope you have a productive day, because that's what they value, is their productivity. I've been teased before for being love love oriented. Just so you know, I'm not very good at that LOVE word. But theoretically, sounds good. Love is an action and a verb, not a feeling. So I've studied. Do I embrace and behold that? I don't know. Still working on it. It's what do you call it? It's one of those soul-searching existential questions. Alright, so okay, I'm gonna do a little tiny bit of tidying. You cannot see me, which is fine. Still, I am gonna do some tidying, so I'm gonna put monetary state sorting. So sorting in compartments so that in the morning when I pick it back up, it's not going to be a hot mess, nor is it going to be stacked and or buried, whatever word you choose, whatever pronunciation, whatever dialect you choose. Yum. Okay. I'm having a little bit of a, water slash foo-foo water moment in that. Yeah. I'm using cucumbers. The leftover juice of this bottle. Might need to flip it, right? Like so. That's for my camera case. How did that get missed? Why didn't I pack that baby up? Typically, I think I'm pretty mindful about that. Alright, so I mean, I have to accept sometimes I think that I've got my ship the hatches battened, whatever. Cover all my bases. Yeah. But sometimes I need a co-pilot sometimes. Yeah, that's another thing is my aunt has been single for years. She said she would only ever remarry if, a man had 150 IQ. What? Yeah, I don't even think having robust and absolutely unrealistic expectations is, I mean, she's very funny lady, so don't get me wrong, but I don't even think it's funny to joke like that because, yeah, I mean, I guess out of the mouth of a babe who is, and I don't mean a babe as in a hot mama, but I mean a woman who, yeah, has experienced so much disappointment because of expectations, right? Except for if you abandon all expectations, you become a total lug. There is no, I don't know. You expect nothing from your children, you get nothing from them. Is that how it works? You just let the universe shape and or the world and or community in which you live in mold them? I don't know. Don't get me going. Oh my gosh, stop thinking. So I'm setting my area up to snuggle down. And when I say that, I mean, when I turn off my video here, I have a light to put on my laptop. Actually, I can go ahead and equip myself right now. So put it on the laptop now. There's actually clips. And then I can have like, yes. So this cord will come around and will offer some sort of lighting. If I can get this UPS cable. Hardware, frequencies, clouds, channels, the world works and is changing. The public arena, though, the landscape is changing because of the black swan. You so want this, but it actually has a QVC code on it, or whatever you call it, and yeah, that's what, that camera will do. If I show it, detect it, it'll like report back to the either marketing, big data, corporation, information scientist, whatever. Pay attention to those chips and or QR codes or QVC codes or QVC. Yeah, that's a slip of the tongue. Alright, so okay, I'm almost there. See how much preparation it takes to relax? I think the big difference between guys and gals is gals have of comfort in the preparation, where guys just like don't need it. They just sit down, relax, and veg maybe. And me, I nest. Restless woman. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to be happy. Choose to be happy. Serenity. Oh, yes. More of these, less of this. Less of that, more of this. Here's a question. If you've been following me, which probably you have not, if you've been trying to follow me around, I'm hard to follow, right? Just ask the men in my life. My graduate work, men actually check out. They only have a certain, their ears actually, their listening capacity actually is smaller, it's shorter, it's not as robust as women. I attribute that to parenting. I attribute that to moms. But I actually worked for a man who was a single father, and I don't think he missed much. But I will tell you that in many ways he was Keynesian as a father. And if you know what that means, from a manufacturing and cultural standpoint, the Japanese, the Toyota way, right? Alright, so butler, just please bring me my, never mind. I would never have a butler. Maybe that's what I need, is a butler. and I'm still missing what I went out to get. I ventured back with all this, and I'm still missing what I went to go get. Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. Struggling here, folks, because I know what I'm looking for. I'm visualizing it. I know what I know and I know it. And where is it? If you want to see someone in my community have an absolute cow, meaning a woman, you would, I mean, the level of education but absurdity sometimes bugs me. So, like, you know, sometimes I'm just like, yeah. Like I want to challenge the absolute fear factor of, oh, look at that. Pass that on. What a boring video. Oh, great. Just so you know, you're on the heart pillow and it's like, yeah, totally sagging. Yeah, so if you take wax and pour it, like melt it in the microwave and pour it into a fire, you, in my community, would get a bunch of flack from the women about the residue the wax is going to leave on the inside of the fireplace. Now, not kidding. Sometimes the level of absurdity in that way, and the fear factor, and the compliance, and you know, whatever, it's nauseating. I told some guys in my life a story about, yeah, I mean, the level of compliance, like it's the middle of the night or it's middle of the morning, but it's early morning, it's like 5 a.m. There's no cars coming, and yeah, so we come to a crosswalk and it says don't walk, and so some of the people actually freak out about breaking the rule of venturing out in a do not walk. You talk about compliance. No cars are coming. There hasn't been a car on the road for hours, and there's not going to be for another hour. All right, so there's, what are we talking about here? All right, so okay, so I think I mentioned this a minute ago, but there's a light on here, and it's supposed to help with, I don't know, it's like recording. Oh my gosh, if you stuck with this video, you must like me. Thank you and goodbye. God bless you good, and thanks. Yeah, this is the worst, maybe the best marketing video of what it would be like to be in the same living environment with me. I'm going to scare away every man. All right, well, God bless.